situation where I
You've
had
got
to
so
do
many,
that.
exactly.
No, when I had to do that. Have you?
No.
No.
Actually,
Start on the
think,
outside.
I think actually, no.
Maybe.
I went all inclusive for a holiday a little while ago.
Yeah.
And the table was always set with all the spoons and everything that way around.
And then you conformed, did you? Outside.
Just because I know the rule.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're trying to be show off, isn't it? To your missus. Actually, what's happening
no,
outside?
I don't care. You can use it however you want. But yeah, there's little things. I just found an article. 25 rules of etiquette that everyone should follow. Some of them I'm not even going to talk about. But little things like, and this one I agree with: never pay a visit without calling first. As in, don't turn up to people's houses without letting them know.
Oh, houses? I thought you meant restaurant. Yeah, houses. Yeah, definitely. You can't just come up and go, what you got? What you cooking? I'll have a bit of that.
Exactly.
I thought you meant restaurant. I bet restaurants. Booked before?
They've not put that down. But look, if I've turned out to restaurants and said, can I have a table for two? If you've got the table, give me the table. Don't say you must have called. No. Unless you're full capacity.
You're a big group.
Big group I can understand. Yeah, but apart from that, unless you're full capacity.
We went out the other day with a big group, and it was about 10 of us, and we were like, and it was an empty place.
Yeah.
I'm like, can we get a table 10? And they went, oh, what? And you haven't booked, and you've got these many people.
Yeah.
And we looked around.
You're empty.
Just sit us down. Yeah. So I think he felt he had to make a point of it, but it was fine.
With that one, there's just some anecdote of a British woman who, whenever there was an uninvited guest who knocked on her door, she would put on like a hat and shoes and a coat, and when she opened the door, if it was someone she liked, she's like, oh yeah, I just got home. And if someone she didn't like, she's like, oh sorry, I'm on my way out. And that's how she would deal with unexpected guests.
She gets that many unexpected guests that she's got a plan for it. Mate, this must have been before the age of the phone, though. You text someone now.
They seem to have, of course. They seem to have modernised this though. But I'm like that as well. I don't really want to knock on someone's door without you knowing that I'm coming first.
Yeah.
I don't think I do that at all. It's not a case of I was just walking by and I thought I'd come and say hello.
I know a friend that does that. That's a bit weird.
Yeah. No. I will call you or text you. Are you in the house?
No, he texts. He texts and says I'm down the road.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm in my pants, and I don't particularly want to put trousers,
extra clothes on.
Yeah.
Why must you make me do that? These are in some random order.
Cool.
But you know about how to use chopsticks, yeah?
Yes, I lived in Japan for...
Yeah, so you know what not to do with chopsticks?
Stick him in your rice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the reason?
Something about death.
It's part of like a death ritual. So if you do that, it's like really disrespectful. Apparently, passing food from one person to another with chopsticks is also part of the death ritual. So you should never do. So halfway through your meal, if you're done, or you're not using the chopsticks at the moment, you just place them to the side. Did you know how to use chopsticks before you went, Sharon?
No, I didn't. I learned on the day I had sushi, and I was just copying everyone. And I'm left-handed as well, so I was just like, it was a total nightmare.
Yeah.
I think one of my chopsticks was my finger, to be honest, my thumb. I was just like picking it up. But I remember trying to make my dad use chopsticks, and he had no idea. And I left the room. Yeah. I came back. He had one chopstick in each hand, and he was trying to eat noodles.
Mate.
Yeah.
I don't know. I learned how to use chopsticks at a young age, and I just now that I think about it, do you know what it was? Karate Kid, mate. Do you get me?
I was catching flies
with chopsticks, and I can't pick up rice with a chopstick. So yeah, I just learned or taught myself fast how to use chopsticks, and this image is never going to come out of my head of my little sister who was just like so impressed that I could use them. She forced herself to use them, but she just couldn't do it. So my girl's there with one chopstick, was like getting one grain of rice at a time, and that's what she would eat.
What, just sticking it
one chopstick like a spoon.
I'm not sure about that.
Mate, I never let her forget it.
Talking about etiquette in Japan, though, did you know that you're not supposed to serve your own drink in Japan?
What? You should never pour your own drink?
No, you don't pour your own drink, especially with alcohol. I think it's just for alcohol, actually, because then it's a sign of you being an alcoholic. So you have to always wait for someone to pour your drink. But
then, is it a thing of the server should pour the drink?
Not serve, amongst friends.
So I can pour your drink and you can pour mine?
Yeah, but we can't pour our own drink.
If I'm pouring a drink for the whole table and then I have to put it down and then you'll pour my one.
Yeah.
Wow.
But then if you're pouring a drink, then you want a top up as well.
Yeah, I know, but then you can kind of
yeah.
get forgotten once you've sorted everyone else out. And
well,
in Japan they would expect that. He's serving drinks.
Exactly.
Let me make sure I get him one at the end.
Because I've tried to serve myself many times and just been stopped.
What
people go, no.
Yeah, physically stopping you, or is it just like a stare of disapproval?
No, I probably slapping my hands. You're like, what are you doing here? I'm like, what? I'm an alcoholic. I've accepted this. Yeah.
All right, no, that's interesting. I never knew that. In a restaurant, and I'm trying to think whether they would even do this. No, I've been to a restaurant where he bought me a big, I don't know what the container's called, but he bought me some sake. Yeah. And then he poured some and then left it on the table. Yeah. And then walked off. So I'm not meant to refill my little sake egg cup.
But this is in England, so it might be different. Isn't it?
All right.
But I think in Japan,
it works a little bit differently.
Yeah.
All right, jumping over, mate. In a cinema or theatre or concert hall, if you're going to your seat, what direction do you face when you're like going past people to get to your seat?
Oh, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Do you face the stage or the screen, or do you face
I have my butt to the people. Yeah.
I do that as well.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's against etiquette.
Really?
You're meant to be facing the people that you're shuffling past.
You thrust them,
mate.
Yeah, no.
So just making eye contact with them while they're at genital height.
Yeah,
it's like, but apparently, according to etiquette, that's what should happen.
I can see that though, because you're passing them, then you might knock over things. Like if you've got your back to them, you might just with your bum like just knock over their drinks and stuff. Because you're passing them.
So you're meant to be watching them and making sure you don't hit into anything.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, here's one that resonates. And I know these ones have jumped all over the place. Respect the privacy of correspondence. So parents shouldn't read their children's letters. Couples should show the same respect to each other. It's all etiquette.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I'm blatantly reading my kids' letters though.
My mum would try to read everybody's letters, and after the first time she bought me an envelope that was for me, that was already opened. Nah, mate, I had to let her know. I was like, Mum, don't open any of my letters.
Of course. I'm well.
But yeah, I come from like a culture where she's trying to open your letters. Mate, I remember having to open some of her letters running home from school when that school report got sent. Back in the days where they used to post your school report home.
Oh yeah, did they?
Yeah.
What are you
talking about? Yeah, I remember that clearly.
I remember that.
They used to send us our school report home. It wasn't, what's it called? It wasn't only parents' evening. If it was a term that didn't have parents' evening, it would be like an end of term school report. Or even just a letter home saying, your son's done this, that and the other. I used to have to intercept those things.
I used to be quite good at turning the D's into a B.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, I used to do that. So I obviously opened the letters for me to do that. But yeah, I was watching a film the other day, and then the kid got into trouble. It was House Party, so it was a film from the 80s. Yeah. The kid got into trouble, and then they got a letter that day, I think. That wouldn't happen now, would it? No. You get a phone call.
I remember, you get a phone call.
Yeah.
Or I remember a teacher will try and give you a letter to take home to your parents.
That's it, yeah. So that would never work.
Am I an idiot? Is this the letter that's going to let my parents know about this thing we've been talking about for an hour? Yeah. That's not making it home.
Of course I'll get it.
Yeah. One more thing, mate. Did you know that you're leaving signals when you finish your meal as to where you leave your cutlery? Like one arrangement means that you're still eating.
Yeah. So you got the knife and fork together. You put it together on the side. That means you're finished.
Okay. Apparently it's meant to be on top of the plate.
Yeah. I'm not inside on top of the plate. Yeah.
No, but.
So if the plate.
According to these images, and I'll show you now, if you've got the knife and fork next to each other, pointing to 12 and 6 on the clock.
Okay.
Yeah, like vertically.
Oh, because sometimes I do like pointing to 3.
Yeah, I'll tell you that in a second. But 12 and 6 means I've finished.
Right.
If it's pointing to 3 and 9, it means that was delicious.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so you don't know you're sending signals to the. Yeah. Are these signals to the chef or to the waiters? Who knows?
Well, it has to be the waiter didn't. Waiter didn't cook it. So the waiter's like,
because the waiter go back and go, you got
it. You got 3 to 9.
They got a little tally chart in the back and they're just marking it off.
3 to 9, baby.
If you're kind of making like a triangle or triangle
like that,
with the 2 pieces of cutlery, it means it's still eating if the 2 things are not intertwined. But if like you've got your knife inside the prongs of the fork, it means I didn't like that food.
If you got your knife inside, okay. Really? Yeah.
So that means
if the knife is in the fork.
Yeah, in between the prongs of the fork, it means you didn't like it. And then if you've made a cross with...
Never seen that.
You made a cross with your 1 piece of cutlery from 12 to 6.
I'm going to try that,
and 1 from 3 to 9.
Because it
means
always,
I'm expecting another course.
They always ask about you want dessert. Next time I want dessert, I'm going to do that. And then they'll go, do you want dessert? And I'll just point to my plate. And they'll go, do you want dessert?
Exactly. I don't understand. You want dessert on that plate? On that dirty plate?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
So I never knew about these rules. But mate, there's I've just been doing some reading and it's a little bit fascinating just of the basic etiquette rules. But then etiquette, who's it for? Is that for like
something like that though? Yeah. If the waiters know about it, that saves a lot of time, doesn't it?
It does.
And it saves because with the British as well, we're quite awkward. So it saves us going, I didn't like that. You can just read that and then they'll be like, okay. Or like, I want another course. Yeah. Without communicating to the waiter.
But that's it. So all of this effort, we're learning a whole new code just so you don't have to talk to the waiter. Some people, the way they actually treat their waiting staff is like...
That's true.
Like they're dirt, mate. I don't mind chatting to the wait staff. Obviously, if I'm in the middle of a conversation, let's keep it short. Yeah. But apart from that, I do... I'm alright. I don't need any coffee or any dessert. I think I've had enough. It was nice. It was good food, mate.
Yeah.
Are you laughing at that?
It was good, mate.
Yeah. Alright, so those are the random ones. And look, you can go way too deep on this. There's a website called Debretts and...
The what?
Debretts. DEBRETTS.
Okay.
And they go in on every type of what's it called? On every type of etiquette. But I was looking at formal events. They've got international etiquette here. I was looking at formal events and little things like how you introduce people or how you're meant to introduce people. Yeah. And what you're meant to do in those sorts of situations.
It's nothing that pisses me off more than a friend that doesn't know how to introduce his friends.
What's your... How do you say it should be done then?
As soon as someone new comes in, I'll say, this is blah, and then I'll introduce them. But some people, they don't do it at all. They just let the person just do it, and then you've got to do it.
Introduce yourself.
And you don't know his name.
But this is it. Sometimes I don't mind introducing myself.
Well, if I have to, but the host of who, the host
should be facilitating.
They should be doing that if they know both parties.
Yeah. But then look, you've got that version of it. Apparently, you're even meant to. You're not meant to direct people. You're not meant to wave or gesticulate with your hands. You're meant to wait until there's a break in conversation and then take the opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
But mate, for me, I'll be like, Hab's just turned up. All right, everyone.
What? So I'm telling my major story, and I'm like nearly at the punchline, and I'm just about, and everyone's engaged, and you're like, oh look, Dirt's here.
I think I am. So hold on. So we're in a restaurant.
You're not listening to my story. That's why.
I'm listening to your story, mate. But I'm facilitating my hosting responsibilities.
So Zach's like, I've heard this one before. So
we're in a restaurant. You understand? Yeah, you're in the middle of a conversation, but someone's just come to the table. What? See, now you're making me think twice about this.
No, you got to wait till the story's finished.
They sit down. And we'll wait for your story, and then we acknowledge them.
No. Then you wait for the laughter.
Oh, the story and the laughter.
Wait for it to die down.
And then for everyone to congratulate you on your story.
And then you go, anyway.
Look who's turned up.
Look who's here. He makes a cracking story,
right? Exactly.
That's how you do it, Zach. Don't ever interrupt me again with my story.
Jokes.
In Japan, I don't know. This isn't etiquette, but in Japan, well, it might be. When you talk to someone, The person listening is supposed to acknowledge that they're listening by making a noise.
What's the noise?
So they go,
Yeah, people always does noise.